time, by the way, third time. Okay, so May is masturbation month. May is also Mother's Day. So those of you who have a mother, yeah, those of you who are a mother, those of you who still want to be parents despite your mother. So I have a story for you around masturbation and mothers. So many years ago, I am a sexologist, by the way. So many years ago, I had a colleague visit me in Singapore, and of course, you know, what do they do when they come to Singapore? Do shopping. So she wanted to offload her things to me, and she said, hey, you know, you want my vibrator? And you know, I have so many, so of course not. So then she was visiting my mom, you see. So she said, hey, how about you give it to your mom? I was like, good, go ahead. I want to see how that is. I want to be there when you give it to my mom. So she went to my mom and then she said, hey, auntie, I want to give you something. Here. My mom took one look at it, and guess what she said? This one, so small. Mine bigger. And to prove her point, she went to the bedroom and she got her vibrator and showed it to us. So we were laughing our heads off. We couldn't believe it. Like, Martha's mom is just so cool because, you know, she's a sexologist. Her mom is just as cool. And so that's when my friend got serious and said, you know, because my mom had stage 4 breast cancer. So she asked my mom, how is your health? And she said, dry, you know, not so good. Everywhere dry, down there also dry. And she's like, oh, what do you use? Do you use lubricant? And she's like, oh, no, I use this lotion, that lotion. Many different lotions came out. All her lotions came out. I was like, no, not lotions, lubricant. And that's when I said, okay, Ma, I'll get you one. And then she asked the next question, you know, as they were getting really intimate in front of me. Auntie, do you still have sex with uncle? And of course, that was like the $1 million question for a sexologist. I really paid my ticket for this. So she said, no, her father doesn't want to have sex with me anymore. She said, cancer, not so good. Don't know what happened, need to rest. Okay, so that day I learned so much about my mother that I never did for my whole life. I learned 4 things. The first one is that she has a vibrator. She's sex positive, she's healthy, that's great. 2, she was still sexual with my father until her diagnosis, and that gives me hope for when I'm her age. 3rd, she was having vaginal dryness, and she definitely needs a vaginal moisturizer. Look it up if you don't know what that is. And the 4th thing that I learned is there are so many people who have misconceptions around cancer, that it's not true that people with cancer don't want to have sex, shouldn't have sex, and don't have sex. So that day was really a big healing journey for me and my mom. So that remains my favorite story about my mom, which I wanted to share with you. But my biggest memory of my mom is, yeah, she still has had the bigger vibrator than me.